Yo, did you know that the Treaty of Versailles has an article dedicated to the return of a Sultan's skull to Tanzania? It's the 1880s, and don't laugh at this or you might be a racist. Sultan Mkwawa was leading the Wahihi people in what is now southern Tanzania, and they managed to become the main power in the region. Oh, and by the way, this is his actual name. I'm obviously not gonna try and say that, but in English, it's a leader who takes control of the forest, who is aggressive to men and polite to women, who is unpredictable and unbeatable, and who has the power that is only death who can take him away. Anyway, by 1890, Germany had claims on the area and began running into the Wahihi. In 1891, Wahihi soldiers managed to, with spears and a few rifles, to take out a battalion of Germans. But 3 years later, the Germans managed to take out Mkwawa's fort, and he fled, doing guerrilla warfare for 7 more years, until July 1898, when the Germans surrounded him, and he did a self-delete in Roblox. Anyway, they took his head, and eventually it was shipped back to Germany. And blah 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 blah, World War One, blah blah blah, World War One over. Okay, so when the Treaty of Versailles was being written, the UK was given East Africa, right? So the colonial minister of East Africa for the British, Horace Biat,
Chat, this is a rare gat sighting.
said it would be a really good idea to get the skull back so the natives would be on their side. So, under Article 246 of the treaty, it says, within 6 months, Germany will hand over to His Britannic Majesty's government the skull of the Sultan Mkwawa, which was removed from the Protectorate of German East Africa and taken to Germany. But big problem. The German Foreign Ministry, on the 6th of May, 1920, went to look for the skull, and they lost it. And at the time, big old Winston was in charge as Secretary of State, and basically said,
So no head?
and told them to forget about it. But in 1953, yes, a whole world war has passed between this. The Germans said they might have found it in a collection in Bremen. But another problem. How did they know which skull it was? They made an educated guess. They found a skull with a bullet wound in the head and said, yeah, probably. It was done by a German rifle from East Africa, so it's close enough. They did a bunch of other things too, like measuring the size of the skull and comparing it to descendants of him, but apparently that's not really a reliable way to do that. But the skull of Mkwawa was returned to Tanzania, and you can see it at the Kalenga Historical Museum. Or you might be a racist.